I'm sure loads of you have come across the concept of editing to the beat. So find the beat to your track and place your cuts there. But those of us playing with animation or actual one-take long shots might not have many or any cuts within our edit. So today I'm going to stick to the topic of animation. And as mentioned, when it comes to editing to the beat, I found pretty much all tutorials covering this are referring to using the beat to determine where you cut your footage or where you add your speed ramps, which is fine, but with animation, especially that catchy type commercial content, it's more of a dance and cuts are not used. Because we are relying on more of a mise-en-scène rather than a montage, we're moving our camera around an already established scene. So instead of relying on cuts, we're relying on action and camera movement. Before we get on with it, I need to insert, I'm not a professional animator. I just make these for fun. I have more of a video and photo background, so for me, music holds tremendous value when it comes to editing, mood setting, and overall movement in my projects. Now, in my limited animation experience, the choreography of your camera movement is just as important as the choreography of your subject or your model movement. And as I've used the word choreography, it's probably clear by now that music is going to play a major role in this tutorial. But taking it further than that, I'm going to demonstrate how well thought out sound design can drive your animation, not only in terms of movement, but also in driving the mood, and with that manipulating what you want your audience to feel while watching. Now, they say that what you see is like 70 or 80% what you hear. I fully agree with this, and instead of telling you more, I'm just going to show you, so let's just get on with it. A few months ago, I made this funky animation, and what made it funky wasn't actually the movement or the choreography, it's a donut. What made it funky was the tune. Feel free to check it out, it's linked above and down below. A few things I would have done differently is I would have added that dusty record player sound at the beginning, so you hear it's a record player before you see it. I would have added some subtle whooshes during the fast camera movements, and I may have added that dusty record player sound at the end as well. I'm not going to play through it as a before and after. Instead, let's just play with the continuation of that piece, and let's see how our funky, happy donut becomes a bit more intense. Now, it's a range of factors that play a role here, from color and lighting changes, but the main driver here is the choice of music transition, and so importantly, the sound effects and how they come to play with not only the donut movement, but the camera movement as well. Hence editing to the beat, and by beat I mean the beat of the track and also the sound design implementation. And as this is a particular type of animation, when I say editing, I don't necessarily mean cutting. I'm referring to camera movement and subject movement, and in reciprocation to that, each new camera movement or donut event could be treated as an edit to the beat. Now, I didn't go crazy with the sound effects. They were primarily used to set the tone. First and foremost, we go from a cool and funky track straight into an ominous swelling with a subtle ticking, providing a sense of anticipation for something to come. We implemented mechanical track movement sounds to provide an inorganic feeling to a simple food item that one wouldn't necessarily associate this mechanical feeling to, which helps us freely give into what's to come, which is this donut transformation into some form of radioactive substance stuff, which is actually by no means natural. And we have very subtly eased the viewer into this stimulation with subtle sound manipulation. Now, this mechanical movement came with the track, which was useful, and I added to it in post to really crunch in on that sound that really cracks and adds to the visualization of the donut movement and the camera movement. Check it out. And from there, the remaining sound effects were somewhat subtle but added depth to the overall scene and helped me drive the animation. So let's play the latter part without the sound design and only the track, and then we'll watch it again with the sound effects. And if you pay attention, I played with using sound effects to switch the moods throughout the entire project. Now this part is pretty cool. Notice how with the adding of a record player crackling and the addition of a classically old inspired track with the good old radio sound filter applied so it sounds muffled and distant, notice how that brings us into horror territory. And it's a donut. Also these parts here with the whooshing, making them almost playful, followed by this cartoon laugh, which just adds confusion because the initial music was so ominous. So using just the sound effects, we're driving the genre of the scene. Another little thing to point out with the editing to the beat, note how I used this dramatic ending native to the song. It was part of the track. Note how I used that to whoosh in the tone arm of the record player, editing or animating to the beat. A massive thank you to Audiio for granting me temporary access to their sound effects catalog. I very much have enjoyed exploring them and implementing them in a bunch of my projects, including this one, as well as those to come. After putting this and a few other videos together, I went ahead and purchased the Lifetime sound effects package to add to my Lifetime music package. If you're a new creator looking for high quality, royalty-free music for your projects, I do recommend you check out Audiio's Lifetime packages. We're talking one price for lifetime access to royalty-free music or sound effects. Now with sound effects, of course, it's very easy or possible to make your own. That crunch you hear that I added to the crunch of the music, that's mine. I made it by recording my typing on this keyboard and I manipulated the tempo and pitch to give me this. So stuff like that is fun to make, but just because it's very possible to make on your own, it's not always the fastest solution by any means. So having access to sound effects to add depth to your projects is definitely something I'd recommend to any of you out there looking to up your production value. If you'd like to learn more and are interested in a full review of the Lifetime membership, feel free to check mine out, linked above and down below. I do have a discount code that you are free to use and my affiliate details are linked in the description below. At the time of making this video, I was contacted by Audiio who informed me that our 20% discount will be valid until the 15th of November 2020, after which the discount will be reduced to 10%. If you are considering signing up to Audiio for their Lifetime royalty-free music or Lifetime sound effects plans, you'll benefit from doing so at its 20% reduction before November 15th. If you are uncertain, you can check out and explore all of their tracks and sound effects and even open an account prior to committing. So check it out if you feel you're missing out on the most affordable, high quality music or sound effects in your projects, films, commercials, vlogs, whatever it is that you lot are making these days. I think it's about time we wrap things up. That's it for today, folks. I appreciate you stopping by and taking the time to be here. I have a bunch of cool videos and tutorials that range from quick fixes that I figure out and all-round creative topics. If you think you might be into that kind of content, feel free to hit that subscribe button or start a conversation with me in the comments. I'm always happy to have these conversations. Once again, thank you to Audiio for helping me with this project. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.